Hello guys, this is yet another Korean gamer here, and today we are gonna cover a hero guide, and this is the first of beginner's guide for beginners. I'm gonna be doing once a week. I'm gonna be doing this once a week at least, and it's gonna vary from weeks to weeks. One week I'm gonna cover hero, one week I'm gonna cover generally how to raid other players and stuff like that. And this week, as a first guide, I'm gonna cover a very interesting hero, at least in my opinion, Proteus. Okay, let's get to it. So the name of the hero we are gonna cover today is Proteus, and here is how it's gonna go. First, we have table of contents. I'm gonna give you some basic information on the hero, and I'm gonna cover his performance in raid offense, and I'm gonna briefly cover his performance in raid defense, map and quest, challenges, and titans. Because I think when I look at a hero, the emphasis I have is on the offense raid, because you can't really do much other than placing the right hero at the right position when we are talking about raid defense. And map and quest, in my opinion, once you get past certain team power, like everything is very easy. That you don't really, per se, you don't really want a hero that excels only at map and quest. And challenges, I'm gonna talk briefly about challenges with this hero because this hero isn't, spoiler alert, but this hero isn't good. It's actually terrible hero for challenge events. Titans, hero is not that great, but sometimes it can be okay. Okay, let's get to the first part of the guide, basic information. So he's a purple hero, as you can see here, and he's a 4-star hero. His role in the game is mostly utility. He's definitely not a tanker or healer. He doesn't heal anything, and he's not a tanker because he is very not very, but he's quite squishy hero. Uh, Compared to other heroes, this is average. How he varies from the average, he's slightly above. He has slightly above average offense. Attack, and slightly below average defense and HP. So he's not a tanker. He deals a bit decent amount of damage with his skill. And mostly, what makes this hero great is uh, utility part, uh, coming from his skill. And before we get into that, let's talk about the family bonus. I think he belongs to Atlantis family, and I believe there are only 3 heroes at that category, and you can't really utilize it too much. 5 defense per hero, so at 3 heroes it'll be something like 15% defense, which is decent amount, but I believe one of the hero in the family is 3 stars, so you can't really utilize it too much. Chances are, if you have this hero, that you're gonna have 5-star heroes, a bunch of more 4-star hero because it's not a common 4-star hero. So you can't really utilize 3-star hero just for the family bonus. So I'm not gonna go deep into the family bonus. And what makes this hero great is its skill. This skill stops enemy from gaining mana. There are only 3 heroes that do that. First is Hell, 5-star purple hero, which stops mana completely for 3 turns with damage applied on them. And the second one would be Onato, this hero of this month, and she does not completely stop enemy from gaining mana, but she drains mana, so it kind of does what Proteus and Hell does, And Proteus also stops mana generation completely for 3 turns with dot damage on them. By dot, I mean DOT, damage over time. So this is a dispellable skill. So you gotta time it right. If the defense team has a dispel hero that you want to go after them, or before they can charge up their skills. Speed is average, which means it's gonna take 10 tiles and 5 tiles if all tiles are ghosted, which means by ghosting I mean sending the tiles into the lane where there's no enemy. You get double the mana you usually get. Okay, let's get into the second part of the guide, which is raid offense. So he needs his mana pretty quickly to be truly effective. General strategy is that focus on getting the mana on this hero. He benefits most from getting his mana up early. If you can, it's generally very good idea to get him his mana first. Then second, use the skill in a way to include threatening / it's so tanky it's nearly impossible takedown with the tile damage hero. But what I mean by this is that something like Ares, something like Kashrak, the heroes that you cannot really kill with purely from tile damage, because it will give them mana and they will cast annoying heal, and we are back to square one, except for that our team is at low health or something like that. So it's very important to use his skill in a way to include as many threatening heroes and tanky heroes as possible. So when in the future when I talk about positions, this is how it's gonna be. The one on the left, I'm gonna call it far left, and from there we have center left, center tanker position when we are talking about defense, and center right and far right. So specific strategy I want to recommend. Everything in this game is pretty much situational, but I just want to give you general rule of thumbs when I'm talking about specific strategy, although it's it kinda makes less sense now. So for example, if the defense team has a healer or counter-attack hero in the middle, that you want to focus that hero with tiles. The reason being is that healer and counter-attack heroes, the more you the more you hit them, their effectiveness of the skill decreases. Some people might not agree, but you gotta understand that, for example, for counter-attack heroes, when you continuously attack the hero with the tiles, it's gonna cast multiple times. It's gonna cast skill multiple times. However, the duration of the counter attack does not get stacked. It just refreshes. For example, if the hero has, let's say, 4 turns of counter attack already on them, and you activated that skill again, say that the duration is 5 turns, it's not gonna be 9 turns. It's gonna refresh to 5 turns. So his skill effectiveness just decreased from 100% to, let's say, 20%, because it only added 1 turn. And there's that. And also with healer, if you purely focus on the center, and let's say that the other heroes are nearly at max HP, the hero we are talking about in this example heals, for example, like 40% of whole HP, and the other heroes are at like nearly 90% of HP, so it only heals 10%. The heal isn't as effective as it would have been if you hit a bunch of different heroes. So you purely want to focus on the middle hero, preferably using the purple tile when you're talking about Proteus. So use the purple tiles to concentrate on the middle hero. If you're lucky enough, you're gonna get that skill ready. Then maybe you wanna wait a turn or two when you're dealing with healer, so that heal goes off, his mana is gonna be at zero or like 10% or what maybe. Then you want to use that Proteus Scar of Death, that's the skill name, on that hero, including other threatening heroes. For example, this way, in this case, I'm gonna say the most threatening hero is on the far right, AoE Dealer 4-star, even though there's a 5-star hero on the far left. The reason I say this is that once 4-star, even though he may be 4-star, AoE Dealer casts his skill off, unless you have a bunch of healers and the heal ready, you're pretty done for. For example, I'm playing at platinum level, like early levels of platinum trophy level, and in there, like once I get fully leveled Colin use his skill, unless I have 2 heals ready, I'm pretty much done for. So you want to include that hero under the effect of Proteus' skill, Scar of Depth. So use the skill on the right side like this. I would do that. In this case, I don't really care about 4-star hero, single target hero casting his skill. So it'll be generally a good idea to do that. But against the AoE dealer in the front, things are a bit different. You want to go implement different strategy. You want to avoid hitting this hero. Again, it's gonna be nearly impossible for you to get 2 heals ready when you focus on the middle hero, because he's gonna charge his mana much faster than you can charge 2 heals at your disposal. So the better idea would be to just focus other heroes, preferably using purple tiles, and charge that skill up and use the Scar of Death, including the tanker, then focusing down on that hero. So you make sure this hero dies before he uses his skill. And once the center here is that you pretty much want to ghost. If Proteus' skill isn't ready yet and you manage to kill the middle hero without charging the Proteus, you want to pretty much ghost purple tiles through the middle and charge the skill up. It's gonna benefit you in many ways, because it will ensure your victory. It will stop any healers from using the heal if you manage to charge Proteus before them. So it's generally a good idea to ghost purple tiles through the middle, and to make sure that dangerous heroes don't get to use their skills. So you want to ghost down the middle lane, charge the mana up on Proteus, and apply the effect on the dangerous heroes. It's pretty straightforward and easy. And finally, I want to talk about how he works against other heroes. I picked only 4 stars because it would be only fair. He's quite strong against slow AoE heroes. For example, Colin, Little John, they are both slow, but their skill, once they go off, it's quite devastating. And he's quite strong against counter-attack hero as well. The reason being is that he deals most of his damage through skill, and his skill, since it's dot damage, it bypasses the counter-attack. It is not affected by counter-attack. So he's pretty strong against counter-attack hero. However, he's weak against heroes that can dispel. For example, Regard, he can dispel the effects applied on his allies. So he's not good heroes to go against. And other heroes like Boltusk or Wukong, they can make the normal attack so strong that skill usage don't really matter anymore. With Wukong especially, once he uses his skill off, every normal attack will feel like special skill that can miss though, fortunately. So that stopping them from using skill I don't want to say that it does not matter at all, but I want to say it matters less. So I feel kind of I feel it's difficult to go up against them when you're using Proteus. Rate diff. So by the way, I rate him 5 on raid offense because I believe he does what average 5-star hero does on offense. His performance wise, so I give him solid 5. And when it comes to raid defense, it's quite when it comes to defense, it's quite a different story because the hero relies so much on the picking right target for his skill. So heroes that are great on offense and not that good on defense are the heroes that requires smart aiming per se. Heroes like Cole and heroes like Little John, heroes like Justice, they don't really require any aiming because they just do all the damage to all the targets. So it doesn't really matter. So they make a decent or very good defense hero. However, this guy, he doesn't hit all the heroes. He only hits 3, possibly. And when you place him on defense, and he might not even go for the 3 heroes. He might even stupidly pick the one on the far left, pick the one on the far right, and use the skill on 2 heroes, which is completely ineffective. I don't want to say completely ineffective, but pretty much ineffective. So that's why I gave him much lower rating, 3.5 through 4.5, because although I gave him maximum of 4.5 because his variance is great when you use him on defense. So, and also the problem with Proteus on defense is that he's the kind of hero that wants to use the skill first before enemy does. So you want to place him in the tanker position, but you can't really do that because he's squishy hero, he's squishy 4-star hero, so he's gonna be focused down so easily when you're up against a decent team. So you cannot place him in the tanker, but he wants to go first, so you can do that on offense by just using his purple tiles, but on defense you just gotta get hit to go first. It's kind of counterintuitive, so he's not that good on defense as he is on offense. Map and Crest, I gave him 4.5 to 5.0. He's not great hero for fast farming, that's for sure, because he's not fast hero and he deals damage over time, so it's not good for fast farming. However, he excels at fighting very difficult bosses. One example that I remember is that I was playing Santa Challenge on Christmas Day, or is it, or something like that, with 3.1k team. It was very, very, very difficult. I had to use all the items. I had to like maximize damage and stuff like that. And the only reason I think I was able to finish the quest on the hard level was that because I had Proteus on the team. The reason being is that on the last level of the Santa's challenge, there are 3 heroes that can heal summon minion. Once they summon minion or start healing themselves, it's pretty much over for me because I cannot outdeal the damage they're gonna heal, out damage the heal, let's say. But Proteus has made sure that they never used a single skill, so that's why I think I beat the level. So I think he's great at fighting hard bosses that you can barely beat. You don't really care how much time it takes to beat them. As long as you beat them, you're happy. Because hard bosses gives great loots. For example, ascension item, very valuable 4-star ascension items or something like that. Or with this update, possibly talent tokens. So he's good at that. However, he's not good at fast farming, so I gave him 4.5 to 5.0. I hope it's fair. Challenges, just don't use him unless you absolutely have to. I mean, like, you need fast single target heroes for this. Don't use Proteus. He's neither of those things. He's average speed. He's not single target. for fuck's sake, he deals damage by dot damage, so like you don't want to use him. Titans, I gave him quite low rating because first, when you're fighting Titans, you want the heroes that can maximize tile damage, but this is very skill dependent hero, so he doesn't excel at Titan attacks. However, when you get special Titans that has devastating skills, you might want to use him. Yeah, but I'm using him because I don't have any better purple hero. But unless you have to, you just don't want to use him. Okay, some final thoughts. This is how I'm gonna calculate the average rating of the hero. I'm gonna give the great emphasis on the raid offense, some emphasis on Titans and defense. So I gave him solid rating of 4.5. I believe he's one of two best 4-star heroes. I don't think he's better than Wukong though. Wukong is very, very strong. I think he's better than some of. He's definitely better than some of 5-star heroes. So I still believe that this hero is one of few 4-star heroes that you want to ascend to the final tier. And very interesting hero, very fun heroes to use, because once you use that skill, you can freely hit them with as many tiles as you want to. Sometimes you can't do that because without Proteus, it's kind of, sometimes you don't really want to do that because it will charge a bunch of skills which are gonna turn the table around and stuff like that. So this hero lets you do stuff that you can't do otherwise. So this is a very great hero. If you have him, level him up, it's gonna pay off very well. Okay, that'll be all for this guide. And after this, I'm gonna add some videos of him used in the raid offense to show what I was talking about. Okay, thank you for watching, and let's see some examples. We are at platinum level barely. This is counter-attack hero in the middle. So as I talked about it, with counter-attack hero that you want to focus him with tiles. I mean, preferably using Proteus' tile, purple one. Although it's not gonna damage him very much, but all I want from this is gaining mana on Proteus. So I'm gonna start with the easy combo that I see here in the middle. Two additional purple tiles are quite nice. I'm gonna use the red ones here, hoping that more purple will come up. Yes. And I'm not gonna go like this because I don't want to charge Falcon his mana that fast. So instead I'm gonna use yellow tiles, although I don't have a yellow hero. So Proteus needs 4 more tiles to activate his skill. This will not do. So I'm gonna go for easy combo that I see here. Unfortunately, I get no additional combo tiles. Yes, I do actually. This will activate Proteus' skill. So I now have to decide which hero that I want to use this on. Kelly is dead. She's very squishy hero, so what can I do? So Falcon just used up his skill, and this side has healer and the hero that can dispel my Ares. So I'm going to use Proteus on the left side. Since I have that skill that prevents them from gaining mana on 3 heroes, I'm gonna pop the yellow tiles to get rid of all the unnecessary tiles. So I want to use the red tile, but it's gonna kill him. Kill Ares, I mean. I guess I have to... let me first use blue tiles over here. Yeah, he's going down. Since 2 red heroes are dead, I'm gonna use the red tiles to damage them. I'm wondering... yeah, this is gonna be good because he's gonna heal next turn. So he's not because of Licio. And I'm gonna use the purple. I'm gonna make the purple crystal over here and apply the skill again on the left side. Charge some heals over here. Counter they should run out, yes. And heal both of these guys. And I'm gonna pop the... he's gonna need... okay, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is not enough for Proteus, so I'm gonna pop the red tiles instead. Athena's bow on Licio, because I believe, yeah, he's gonna get damaged so much that it doesn't, I don't really have to use it on him. So I think this charge, no, it's still not enough, I don't think. 6, 7, 8, barely enough. And he's gonna pop the blue crystal as well. This raid made a very good example how strong Proteus can be if you focus mana on him. I need to collect the resource. I hope I can find the opponent with AoE Dealer in the tanker position. Yeah, this is gonna be quite good. Actually 2 AoE heroes and Wukong on the far right. So there's... I want to, in this case, I want to focus on the left side with tiles because I can't really let this Hawk Call go off. I can't let Colin go off. I can't let Wukong go off. So I have to focus on the left side. But with double red, I think I can focus down on Hawk Call if I'm lucky enough. So I'm gonna start with that. Some tiles on the left. There's no tiles that I can use on the left anymore, so I guess I have to do this. I guess I have to accept the fact that Hawk Hall is going to use his skill. Because I definitely don't want to use blue tiles over here. It hurts so much. But I think this will get Proteus ready. So I definitely want to use... no, I can't really decide that well. I think I'm gonna have to use on the middle to make sure Colin doesn't get his skill off and Carol doesn't heal them. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Now I can freely use tiles anywhere I want. And the first thing I want is get some heal ready. Oh, that is very, very nice. Very sexy. Kelly is about to die, so I'm gonna use her skill. I'm gonna make sure he doesn't get his heal off. Heal is ready. I'm gonna use it right away. Popping the red tiles for Ares. And I want to pop it right away because he might die. And I'm gonna use the blue tiles by doing this. Oh, that is very, very nice. And now I'm gonna focus on the right side using Proteus' skill. This ensures victory. Second Proteus' skill ensures victory, usually. Very nice, very fun hero to play. So he's dead, basically. And Wukong is gonna go down. Yeah, now I can do whatever. No. It's taking longer than necessary. But I think this should be it. Okay, that was very good two examples of what I was talking about. One with the counter attack hero in the middle and one with AoE Dealer in the middle. I hope that helped you guys in some ways. And thank you for watching.